Welcome to Lesson 27, Believe in Yourself. Let's begin. In the previous lesson, we looked at important strategies that help you like yourself. The next step on your journey to authenticity is to believe in yourself. You are in charge of your life. If you don't step up in that role, someone else will try to fill it for you. Empower yourself to stake a claim over your own life. The phrase, believe in yourself, is a common piece of advice. But what does it really mean? Although part of it is self-confidence, there's a deeper meaning to be found and appreciated. Believing in yourself is all about self-awareness. Deep down, you know what you're capable of. When you believe in yourself, you won't fall to pressure from others or be held back by friends or family who doubt you. Outside perspective is important, but nobody knows you like you know yourself. With regular introspection, you can build unshakable self-confidence. The Delphic maxim, "Know thyself," inscribed on the Temple of Apollo, speaks to this truth. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Only you can answer these questions. You're the only person in the world who truly knows your capabilities. Moving on, let's look at the importance of self-esteem. Self-esteem needs to be cultivated, just like a garden. Weeds, in the form of negative self-talk, can creep in at any time. High self-esteem can help you communicate better, make you more decisive, earn you the respect of others, and allow you to maintain your integrity. Increasing your self-esteem becomes an exercise in writing a self-fulfilling prophecy. As you build your confidence, you'll empower yourself to achieve more in your personal and professional lives. So let's take these steps to increase your self-esteem. Step 1. Explore self-doubt. Doubt is part of the human experience, just like joy, fear, and sorrow. If you discover what's at the root of self-doubt and explore that, you may find that the doubt loosens its paralyzing grip. This will help you stop fighting with yourself so you can move toward your goals. The key is to get to the bottom of your insecurities and face them. Addressing your self-doubt is easier if you itemize them first. Putting them down on paper puts them in perspective. A second strategy for increasing your self-esteem is to take stock of your fears. Your fears will appear menacing when they're staring at you from within your own mental space. Record your fears daily in a journal and watch the list shrink before your eyes. Our third strategy is to pay attention to your thoughts. Listen to your internal dialogue. For example, your fears can lurk in the words you use. Instead of saying, "I won't be good at this," try, "How can I make myself better?" Out for size. Consider separating yourself from chronically negative people. Cutting ties with toxic people is difficult, but do what's best for you. Becoming assertive will allow you to help yourself and others. The final effective strategy for increasing your self-esteem is to celebrate your successes, but avoid living in the past. When you're feeling down, it's easy to focus on your failures. Instead, recall your past successes. It's okay to feel grateful for all that you have. Maintaining an optimistic mindset will help you recognize opportunities when they arise. Ultimately, believing in yourself means claiming self-authority. Avoid letting others make decisions for you or limit your potential. More often than not, these people are projecting their own self-doubts onto you. Focus on your goals and talents, and remember, you deserve success. The last part of this lesson in self-belief shows you 7 tips to get your mind on your side. Self-belief isn't optional. It's vital. Think of all the things you haven't accomplished or tried because you didn't have enough belief in yourself. Self-doubt will creep in at times. That's why it's so important to have an abundance of belief in yourself. Create a reserve of self-belief, and you really can accomplish nearly anything you can imagine. What would you do if you believed you could do anything? How would your life be different? How would you feel? Here are a few more strategies to increase your confidence. Tip number 1, examine your beliefs. You weren't born with any limiting beliefs. You learned every single one of them. We all learn to limit ourselves unfairly. Give yourself the credit you deserve. Think about the limiting beliefs you already have and ask yourself if this limiting belief is really legitimate. Where did it come from? What evidence do you have that it simply isn't true? Tip number 2. Give yourself an unlimited number of opportunities to be successful. It's easy to be filled with doubt if you think you only have one chance to get it right. Give yourself permission to fail as many times as necessary. Learn something from each attempt. This is a great way to build self-belief. Tip number 3. Eliminate self-criticism. As soon as self-doubt starts to invade your thoughts, ask yourself where that inner critic is coming from. Are you channeling a negative experience from the past? Is the source of this criticism credible? It rarely is. It can be challenging to quiet your mind, but that doesn't mean you have to let it drag you down. Focus on positive self-talk. Tip number 4. Trust and love yourself. For 1 month, try being your best friend instead of your worst enemy. How do you treat your best friend or your children? Probably a lot better than you treat yourself. Give yourself the gift of kindness. Tip number 5. Coach yourself. Everyone needs a little support and encouragement. So when you find yourself struggling, consider what you would say to someone that you really believed in if they were feeling the same way you are. When self-doubt starts to creep in, take a few minutes to coach yourself. Tip number 6. Think about how you would like to act. Consider how you would think and behave if you were full of self-confidence. You can effectively borrow traits from others too. Who are some of your heroes? Sometimes it's easier to imagine others dealing with a situation than to imagine ourselves. See yourself acting the way your hero would act. Tip number 7. Remember your past victories. We've all accomplished some pretty impressive things, but we're quick to forget them. Grab a pen and some paper and list all the successes you've experienced in life, no matter how great or small. If you need help, ask a trusted friend or family member. You might be surprised at what you hear. Self-belief isn't about becoming arrogant or turning a blind eye to your flaws. Yes, you need to be focused on who you wish to become, but you are allowed to have weaknesses too. Everyone does. There is a value in being relaxed about your weaknesses and working to strengthen them. A strong belief in yourself is a sure ticket to living authentically. You can make it easier to believe in yourself by loving yourself inside and out, mind, body, and soul. Your next few lessons on your journey will guide you toward a wonderful self-love. We'll start with loving your body. But first, here's what you need to do today. Think of a recent situation where you acted against your beliefs, or just went along with the crowd without thinking about your needs. Describe this situation in your journal. If you were acting strictly in accordance with your beliefs, how would you have acted differently? How can you practice what you would like to do differently for similar situations in the future? And now we've come to the end of this lesson. See you in lesson 28.